Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while with the summer holidays and taking the kids away and stuff, so back to the videos, and I'm going to start off today with a video just discussing the owning a car during the cost of living crisis and maybe offering up an option that will work for some people. Now, this video is obviously just from my personal experience, so some people may agree, some people may not, but I'd just like to say that we're all very much aware that the cost of living is increasing massively, especially when it comes to energy. And unless you've been living under a rock, we all know about the cost of electricity and gas, and that doubling and tripling for a lot of people, and this is causing some concern for a lot of people, especially the fact that this isn't just going to be a short-term issue. This is going to be around for the next 12 to 24 months, I would say. So people are, in the process at the moment working out what they can afford and what they can't afford. When push comes to shove, what goes when you need to put food on the table. Now, with car ownership, for a lot of people it's a necessity, maybe for getting to work, etc. And some people it's just convenience. So obviously there'll be some tough decisions made by a lot of people over the coming months on whether they keep their car or not. Now, traditionally, most ownership of cars is either done through some loan or car finance or on a lease deal. I would say probably leasing is probably more popular over the last few years. But both of these options have issues in the fact that you are locked in for a long period of time, and if you're not if you don't know what's going to be happening in the next 6 months or 12 months and whether you can afford to make the payments of these cars, it's going to be a tough decision. And obviously if you've got finance or a lease, there's implications on giving the car back. This could be issues with your credit, defaults, etc., which just piles on the extra stress and worries for a lot of people up and down the country. There's lots of costs involved for stopping leases, that people may not be able to afford. So, there is another option that's come onto the market in the last, I would say, probably 2 years. In the last 12 months, a lot more popular, and that's called car subscription. Now, I've done a couple of videos in the past. I'll put a link up above to car subscription and what it is. But basically what you get with a car subscription is an all-inclusive price. You just pay one payment and that's it. That covers your car, your insurance, your maintenance, tax, everything. So when it comes to the cost of living crisis and having to budget, it's very good to know what your fixed outgoings are. Now, if you have a traditional lease or a finance, obviously on top of that you've then got to tax the car, you've got to service the car, you've got to maintain it, you've got to insure the car, and you've got to fuel the car. Now, when it comes to subscription, most of that's covered, and in fact, for one company, which is On.To, who I use, they even give you free charging for their electric cars. So you get the option, you get 3 cards with the car, a BP, a Shell, and an Instavolt, which covers absolutely loads of different other companies as well, which are under the partnership scheme. Now, why is this good? Well, the good thing about this is it means that monthly fee you pay is all you pay. You can charge as much as you like on these public chargers and have no additional costs. Now, this week, Osprey, who's a major EV charging company, have doubled their cost of charging, up to £1 a kilowatt. So this is going to be a common theme, I think, coming over the next 6 months, where the charging companies are going to have to pass on their extra costs. So again, this means, that if you have to charge your car on a public charger, etc., you don't know what the costs are going to be in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months time. So to be able to fix that is a big thing. I feel, I know exactly what my monthly cost is going to be, including all of my charging, and that's not going to change. Obviously sometime down the road, these companies may increase their subscription to cover these costs, but talking to the people at On.To and that, they've got such a vast amount of subscribers, and a lot of them don't use these cards for charging. They have home chargers, etc., etc. So the costs sort of even themselves out, if you know what I mean, from the ones who use the cards and not the ones who don't. So this helps them as a company with their costs, and obviously that's passed on to us. Now, the thing is with subscription is the monthly costs are traditionally higher than a lease as such. But one thing you don't have to do is you don't have to put up upfront large deposits, and everything's included. So I think once you sort of weigh up all of the different costs, if you go to lease a car, there's not a huge amount of difference for depending on what cars and what term you have. But the big thing about the subscription is it's a monthly subscription, just like your Netflix. So this means that you can basically, if you can't afford to pay for your car next month or in 2 months' time, whatever, for whatever reason, or you just don't need a car for a month or two, you're going to use public transport or just don't need it. So what you can do is you just hand the car back, and there's no cost, there's no penalties. You'll have to pay a pickup fee, which is nominal, and this means that you could hand it back for a few months until things settle down, and you're not having to deal with debtors and credit companies and that coming after you, paying for a car that you've got on finance or on lease that you can't afford to pay monthly payments. So this also will take a lot of worry off people's minds. You can just, it could be that, oh, I don't normally need a car, but we've got a lot coming up next month, we've got trips and that, so you can just go and hire a car for that month. It's like a hire, but it's all in, and it's a lot cheaper than actually going to a car hire company for a longer period than a few days. So, I'd like to get everyone's thoughts on this, and and how you're going to deal with the cost of living crisis. Is this going to impact your car ownership? If you're a 2-car family, will you get rid of 1 car and make do with just the one for the family, or will you have to get rid of all your cars? Like I said, the subscription isn't an option for everyone, but I feel that the more that people know about the subscription, which a lot of people I talk to have never even heard of car subscription, it could be an option that helps people out. Now, I've used On.To for 2 years. All my videos on this channel, all the cars have come from On.To. So, I've had 13 or 14 different cars now in 2 years. And it's a very reliable service. There is also another larger company called Elmo that does car subscription. And also some of the manufacturers have started doing them. Volvo do a car subscription, and the Jaguar Land Rover do it as well. So, have a look round. Now, I use On.To. I have a referral code as well that people can use. That code is EC11E. I'll put it in the description down below. What this means is that you can get £50 off your first month's rental, and also I get a credit to my account. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. Now, like I say, this isn't for everyone. I'm just this is just a public awareness video as such. But it'd be interesting, you know, in the comments below for you guys to let me know, you know, your thoughts and how you're going to deal with the cost of living crisis. You know, I hope some people find this video informative and helpful. And feel free to ask me any questions below that hopefully I can help you on. And my next video will be back to usual, as I have a Vauxhall Mocha E now, and I've got some review videos for that to come up. You know, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and then smash that notification bell so you know when I release my videos. And stay safe everyone, and happy driving.